I'm joking. I always do that.
I'm like, wait, what?
I bring you on first, and then I've been given it to so many times for doing that. Sorry. Well, good evening and welcome to another Saturday night of Shadow Whispers in the Night. And probably this is the first time that I've done this without muting myself, which I always mute myself. But it's obviously your host, Jenny, here. And then I have a fantastic best friend of mine, Michael, who is doing co-host with me tonight. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. It's going to be fun.
It is.
It is going to be fun. We have Chris. Hi, Chris. Who's saying, hey, girl, hey? Who's saying, hey, girl, hey? Who's saying, hey, girl, hey? I know that is.
I got no idea. That's the fun of it's a Facebook user. It's no way of knowing.
Yes. Click the link and it will give you permission.
Oh, she says Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. Oh, my God. Is that Dawn from, I was going to say Dawn from Chicago? No? I know a Dawn from Chicago. I haven't spoken. Oh, well, now, come on. It's Childers. There's only one Childers. David Childers. What's the story with it? David, I kept watching that video over and over again. Let me tell you, me and my daughter just laughed way too much. And I signed up. It is Dawn from Peoria in Chicago. Yeah, I've signed up to the page and I keep getting the video sent to me. So, you know, myself and Lulu are going through those videos. But so much fun. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you're feeling well. And then we have, Dawn, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a while. Good Lord, we have to catch up. Michael, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Did you go swimming today?
Actually, I ended up not going swimming.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah. You didn't go swimming today. I didn't do a lot today either. I didn't do a lot. But we do have a fantastic guest on with us tonight. I know I was supposed to have this guest on with me it would be in summertime. I see him in the background spinning on his chair. Look, can you?
He's trying to do an entrance.
I know. I think that's Howard. Is that Howard, Jenny? Is that Mr. Howard? I have to go into this. Okay, so let me read out a little bit of a bio about this fantastic guest that we have on tonight. We have Michael Wong from PN Paranormal. Michael is 26 years of age from Bellingham in Washington. He started working with the paranormal back in October of 2020, which is also called PN Paranormal, Pacific Northwest Paranormal. His interest in the paranormal really started with the curiosity of experiencing it for himself and being able to travel around the world to seek out history and listening to the people's experiences. Outside of the paranormal, Michael likes to film, where is it now? Sports, and going to and doing snowboarding. Oh Lord, once I miss the line, I skip it for Christ's sake. Overall, I'm very excited to see the growth with PM Paranormal and looking forward to discovering more historical locations. So, see, when I read out stuff and I miss a line and I look away, that's when I lose I lose it. No, yes, David, we can see you now. Robin, what's the crack with you? We can see it. And there's Miss Pamela. Pamela, you're getting the beginning of the show. Welcome. Okay, Sharon, enjoy the show. Watch it. We have a fantastic
Scotland in the audience.
Huh?
Said Scotland's in the audience.
Scotland's in the show tonight, and then we have Chris from Scotland as well, from Ghost Squad Scotland. So we're going to bring Mr. Michael Wong in with us. He's going to spin around in that chair. Hold on, Michael. Face the wall and spin around. There, you're on.
How you doing?
Well, hello.
Don't worry, that was not scripted.
That was not scripted. It definitely wasn't scripted. How are you?
I am doing good. It's just another day in paradise, and it's summer, and honestly been enjoying myself.
Good. What time is it with you there now? You're about 5 hours behind us. So you're 8 hours behind us.
Ace. It's like 1:30 right now.
Oh my gosh. Michael, what time is it with you?
3:30.
9:30 here. See, that's the thing. When I do the shows in America, you all are trying to kill me. You are trying to kill me. So many of my friends have seen daylight, sunrise in Ireland. My dogs are kind of walking around and whatnot. I don't know what they're playing at. I don't know what they're eating. But here we go. Miss Tracy Days. Tracy, if you want to jump in, let me know and I'll send you the link. It's been a while. Tracy, Tracy, if you want to, you can come in and Tracy's one of my best friends. She's my sister from another mister. And it's been a while since we've done a show together. So Tracy, if you want to come in, let me know. She'll bring you in. Michael from PN Paranormal.
Yeah, this is gonna be awkward.
My dog's eating stuff. Okay, Tracy, that's no worries. Okay, love, I get it. It's okay. Throw your questions in. Everybody's got questions for Michael from PN Paranormal. Throw them in. We're going to be here. So, Michael, tell us a wee bit about yourself, how you got into the paranormal.
Well, really all started just at a young age. I was watching a bunch of ghost shows. I'm sure everyone knows, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, Dead Files, all of them, and just watching them really kind of piqued my curiosity about the paranormal. And really, I want to just kind of be able to experience it. And just kind of throughout the last few years now, after I finished college, I really wanted to really pursue this and actually take action. And that's where I did everything, bought the equipment, and I pretty much go to these different locations. I do research on it and I interview the people. And then after that, I go off on my own and go find the paranormal.
What was the first piece of equipment that you bought?
It was realistically the night vision camera, because I want to be able to see in the dark with it. Because I could just have a regular camera, but I would have to have a flashlight. It's just too many things I have to hold. So I just have it all in one, and then after that, just kind of hearing noises or seeing stuff that I don't see with my own eyes. That was definitely the start of it.
Do you like? I was going to say now my favorite piece of equipment, but apart from that, what is your favorite piece of equipment?
Oh, easily.
Night.
I don't have it, but I plan on hopefully getting it soon. But the structural light sensor camera.
Do explain.
It's pretty much for example, you have an iPad, and then on the bottom, the game console, the Xbox Connect, when it first came out 5-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it pretty much it's a device that shoots out green infrared dots. So in your eyes, you would see green little dots spread out if you're pointing it at a wall. And anything that's obviously naked to your eye that you can't see with your own eyes that crosses in front of it, when you attach the Connect to the iPad, you realistically see a stick figure, which pretty much is a spirit. And if you see them, that's pretty much one way to capture incredible visual evidence. And that's something that I find very interesting, and I really hope to be able to use that to find something that's unexplainable when it comes to intelligent responses.
Oh, that would be really amazing. Is that something you can build onto your iPad? Or
it's more like a two different device. So you have a Connect, it's just a rectangular box, and you would connect it to the iPad. So you can see it.
Like Emmy's saying, is that the SLS camera?
Kinda. It's just two different devices combined, connected, but it's connected through a cord.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to explain it, really. But I'm sure other people who are watching, they're
hi, Matt.
Oh, is that Matt Barron?
That's Matt.
What's up, Matt Barron?
That's
Matt Barron?
Yeah.
What's the story? Well, I was trying to
very
Matt,
consultant.
I know. I was trying to say to Michael, PN Paranormal, it's what's the crack? What's the crack? And I'll end up Michael be going around Washington. What's the crack? What's the crack? And they were like, what? No. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to, you'll end up saying it. You'll end up saying it.
What's the crack?
What? Yeah.
Am I getting it right?
Say it again.
What's the crack? Am I getting it right?
Perfect. You're ready. You're ready.
Tracy has a question for you.
Miss Tracy, where is she? Oh, here we go. Okay, you go.
Do you always research first?
Yes, I always do my research first. Most of the time when I reach out to the places, and sometimes I always try to contact the historical society in the city that this haunted location is in. I usually try do some like phone interviews, see if I can get a little bit more information. I try to do as much first, so when I show up and they do a day tour, I try to ask any specific questions that can makes this place haunted. Like, why is the reason that this specific location is haunted? By seeing those like past current events, like say for example, like in Montana, there's this haunted prison called Montana State Prison, and there was a riot. Well, with the riot, who was involved, and who passed away, and any stuff like that. And that's one thing to just kind of like, that's very important to like want to know. It's just the little details.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people don't like to research locations. They want everything fresh and a blank canvas. I would have to say myself, I'd like to have that little bit of history, not a lot, just a little bit, so I can go off on something.
Absolutely.
And just kind of start from the beginning. What about you, Michael, from Texas?
Yeah, I like having history of like knowing like events that happen there, not who's involved. Like I'm going tonight on an investigation at a military base that I know was World War II, German POW camp, and was involved with Vietnam. So by those three facets, and the Native Americans, that way if I get somebody coming through, I know where to place them, and I don't sit there and think, oh, this is completely random, and discount it, because I'm like, this is a military base. Indians wouldn't be coming through. But in knowing that they were in the area, it's like, okay, I'm not going to discount it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we would do, the homework. I like to do a little bit of homework. I know Tracy, she's like a blank canvas. She literally goes in blind. She does nothing with it. Remember she was like coming over to Ireland and coming to a location with me, and she was asking me about this and that, about the location that we were going to, and I'm not going to say much about it, but I don't know how she got it. And plus, one of the locations I do here in Ireland, the museum, Millmount, when Tracy was over, she just got too many things right. So I do wear a tinfoil hat when Tracy's over with me. Oh, and we're talking. And because she can tell me exactly what I'm thinking, because she would text me out of the blue and says, Jenny, what's wrong? And I'm like, this. Because she knows when there's something wrong with me. And I'm like, no, nothing. Like she knows, or if I ring her and she, had the phone in her hand to ring me, it's like we're going to ring each other at the same time. Yeah. Oh, sorry. So I took that out. Look, the two of us now keep going again. The photo on the wall, even Alan didn't know. I know, right, Tracy? I know. I was going through obviously your videos, Michael.
Yeah.
And there's some locations I'm so interested in.
Tell me one of them.
The Dumbass Brothel.
The Dumas Brothel, yes.
I'm saying dumbass.
Yeah, it's just called a dumbass
I was like,
brothel.
the where?
I knew I'd say it wrong. The Dumas.
I'll just change the title, add one more S to it.
I was looking at it, and there's not even a B in it for me to say the dumbass. The Dumas. But that's me. You say a word and all of a sudden there's a word there that's not there, but you're saying it. Yeah, that's that one. Look, he's very hot tonight, isn't it? Oh my God.
It's okay. It's okay.
So because I was looking up a little bit, and I didn't want to give too much away. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so the Dumas brothel was the longest running brothel in U.S. history, and it was pretty much the main place where minors, after work, they would come there and they find a girl, they like pay whatever price, and then they obviously do their thing. And there's three levels to the brothel. There's the bottom, middle, and the top, and you can kind of think about it from like a lower, middle, and high class in terms of like how rich you are. So obviously, if you go to the top floor, you get the more beautiful women. If you go to the lower floor, you get the not so beautiful women. And along with that, there was a woman. Her name was Eleanor, and she was upstairs on the second floor. And there's this guy that came, and like she just pretty much like fell in love. And one day she was like waiting um, for him to like come back because this guy wanted to take her away from that lifestyle. And from what I heard, I don't know how much accurate it is just by all the research, but one of the girls that was working there with her gave her like this like little drink thing, and eventually she pretty much like overdosed on it, and she obviously passed away. Along with that, like one thing that, and obviously when I went there a second time, the one thing I was really more terrified, not because I was in this building by myself the second time, but when you're in the basement, let me put it to you this way: when you're like in the when you come to a brothel, it's mainly more of like a happy vibe because people want to have a good time. So in the main and the upper level, that's kind of what you feel. You feel like happy and nothing negative. Everything's positive. But when you go downstairs, there's obviously no windows. It's just a dark basement, and everything when I was down there, it just felt super, super negative. Like there's like a dark, I don't want to use the word demonic, but let's just say a negative energy that is pretty much, I can feel it in me. It's like get out of here. Like I didn't hear nothing, but it's just like, and then from there, I don't know if like how much you watched it, but I was like doing an EVP, and then I had the REM pod in the hallway right next to me, and I was a few distance away where there's no way I can trigger it, and it just went off. And after that, I just felt super scared inside, and then that's where I just kind of walked into my camera that was at the end of this hallway. I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta leave. And then after that, it's just like I felt normal again. It's like that negativity is like off of me.
And did you stay there by yourself?
Yeah, they surprisingly, because the owner right now, he's having some health issues, so he can't like really, he doesn't have the energy to be able to
Stay with you.
do a full tour with you or anything like that. Like he would, whenever like I was with him, when I was with him that second time, he was pretty much like having to hang on to like the railing to the wall or something, because he's just like you can see that he's just really weak. And that wasn't like him when I first went there
Wow.
like 2 years ago, and he was completely healthy the first time I met him, like normal. And then after that, it's just like he's the opposite. And like I haven't talked to him since, but I really hope he's doing better right now.
Absolutely. We hope he's okay. That's
And this, and I don't know if this is like a coincidence. So the owners before them, because the current owners, they own the building since like 2019, but then the previous owner owned the building for like a couple years. And one of the owners, and this is gonna be kind of surprising, but the last owner, his name was Michael. Surprisingly, he pretty much was the guy that from like, I'm sure you guys heard like Ghost Adventure, like he like was late to do the tour with them, and he just showed up, looks like he was like on something. I don't know if it was drugs, alcohol, but he just didn't look normal. Okay. But eventually he passed away. I'm not sure how. And then now the new owners, which his name is David, he's now having health issues.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so I don't know if this building's like cursed or something, but it's just like whoever owns it, it's just like their life's kind of, it's like they're having health issues.
Has any of the previous owners, because I know there's been a list of owners,
Yeah.
there's been a long list of owners. Probably not all the death certificates are there for you to see if they passed naturally, but in the last few were maybe a coincidence.
Maybe. But like right before I think it was in 1981, that was the last year where the brothel was actually completely shut down. That was where the last madam, her, oh shoot, forgot her name. It's Ruby, and she passed away when she was like in her 90s, which was I think it was like early
Wow.
2000s, but in
Wow.
like the 80s when it was shut down, she got arrested again because for like tax evasion. But I think it was like in the 50s where the first time that she still owned the brothel at the time, she got arrested because her like husband at that time was like beating her up like every day or something. And she, like when people see her, she was very unrecognizable. And
Wow.
one day, she found him at this one bar playing like cards or something, and she bought a pistol at this like pawn shop. Went up to that bar, bought a drink, and then went in the back. And then the husband's like, "Oh, you came back for more, huh?" And then she was like, "Let me." And then after that, she just raised her gun and shot him in the head. He died, and
Today's
then
not the day, and I'm not the one.
yeah, and then after that, police came, and then they let her finish her training. They had to arrest her. She was arrested, sentenced to like 3 years, but she only served 9 months in jail, and then she was released. And then
That's
after that,
phenomenal.
yeah. So there's so much like history, not like really deaths, but just kind of so much like I guess negativity events that has happened throughout like practically like the last 100 years now.
That's just a phenomenal place. That's a place I would love to. I'd love to go to it. Do you find them? Just one more question about this location. Do you find they would be more negative towards the male or females?
I will say mainly more males because this is why I heard from David when I went there, and this was probably about back in May, like three, yeah, like 3 months ago. And this other local paranormal group, they were there, and this one guy, he is deaf, but he still does like investigation. From what
Mm,
someone from that group told me was, it was on the second floor. Remember, I said everything was all positive.
yeah.
This guy apparently was like something was like strangling this guy and literally he couldn't breathe. And I'm like, wait, really? Like I've never experienced anything like that. And then there's this other guy, other group. They actually have a TV show. Have you guys heard of the show called The Ghosts of Devil's Perch?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was his name was Tim, the lead investigator.
Mhm.
He experienced the exact same thing in the exact same area upstairs on the second floor. And to me, I was like, wow, this is new. Like I've never heard or felt anything like that, even when I was by myself. And I'm not sure if there might be like that entity in the basement may have came upstairs that
Yeah.
could cause that, but who
No.
knows? There's a million reasons that, but they said it's legit. It's no one's faking it. And again, I'm not there, so I can't vouch for them or anything.
Are you going to go back?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, for now, I don't know. Like, I would love to one day again.
I was going to say something about taking women in with you to
Um,
see.
I I would say definitely women would be affected too as well, especially like in the basement, because like I said, in the basements where all the negative activity does happen in terms of
Mm.
like you like definitely get that feeling you're not alone.
Oh my God. I
I'd
would
be
love that.
curious to see the length of ownership because my parents had a haunted house in New York that they lived in, and they were given the keys. The owner didn't even keep a set of keys. And when the 6 months was up, they were told you're gonna move. They'll move you out, meaning the ghosts would. And they
Oh.
thought, oh, this is funny. But on the 6th month, all their stuff was on the outside on the porch, nicely boxed up, and the door was locked. And they have the only key.
Oh my god, I'm getting chills right now just hearing that.
So I'd be curious to see the length of ownerships, because apparently some spirits will only tolerate people for so long, and then they
that's it.
like, okay, you need to move on, and next.
Like to see you come, love to see you leave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that run for 2 years, from 1890 to 1892.
Say it one more time.
Did that brothel run for 2 years, from 1890 to 1892?
No. It was like 91 year, like 1892 to 1981. So that was like 89 years, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if or
Crazy.
Yeah, 89 years.
Oh, I got my dates down wrong. I don't know how I did.
Oh, it's 91 years.
91 years. And did you say the ownership was she was arrested? She was arrested in her 50s or in the 50s?
In 1950s.
Okay.
For pretty much killing her husband, and then in the early 80s for tax evasion, for not paying taxes to the building.
I just made a face there that my friend Tracy would look at. You know when you don't say anything but your face says it all?
Yeah.
And you just said, yeah, she got arrested for killing her husband. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Didn't say anything, the face said it all. There's another fantastic location. Well, I'm not going to say fantastic location, but there is another one that I was looking at as well. I've been going through all your videos. There's one particular one that I love, and I think I want to go to all of them, which is the Goldfield Hotel.
Oh, the Goldfield Hotel. Yeah, that place was definitely like, because one of the tour guys, I forgot her name. There's just so many people to like I've met. It's just like I recognize their face. I just don't know the names, and I hope that if we ever, Jenny, if we ever like meet up in person ever one day, like I just know that I'm terrible with names, and just
if you forget my name, Michael, I'll be texting you every night. It's Jenny. Jenny, how can you forget? Jenny.
I meet up like, you know what? All right, you can go home, back to the U.S. Bye. But
I've been sending you selfies of myself. Jenny, it's Jenny. I would.
Oh my god.
I would do that. Block me.
You could always send them the song "Jenny on the Block."
Oh yeah, Jenny on the Block. I'll just play that on the whole ride over. Jenny on the Block.
Yeah, Jenny. Exactly. Now, other people, friends of mine have, and I even changed the lines to those words, but I could not possibly sing it live on air because, anyway, continue.
The Goldfield Hotel. It was the first running hotel with electricity and water in the entire west coast of the United States in like 1907, and probably one of the like pretty much there's like rooms and stuff. There will be parts that like you can kind of see through a wall because they're renovating it. And this Goldfield Hotel is a very nice historic built hotel on the outside, but it's in the middle of nowhere in Nevada, like 3 hours north from Las Vegas. And literally they're currently like so these sons and their father just passed away, like I think it was like 20 years ago, and now their sons have ownership, and the sons don't want the building anymore, so they're trying to sell this building for like $4 million, and this is in the middle of like nowhere. Like, who's gonna want to buy this building? It's in this small town called Goldfield. There's only like 200 people at most that lives in this town, and after that you're like hundreds of miles away from the nearest big town, which is Reno. So it's 4 hours away from Reno and 3 hours away from Las Vegas. So it's literally in the middle of like a desert.
Who would go to a location like that?
I would. But would I buy it? I mean, maybe if you just transfer the ownership, I would honestly just rebuild it and make it like a tourist attraction. But I don't know if I want to spend $4 million on that. If I was given $4 million, I would literally just go travel. I literally would quit my job and just travel. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say just going through a hotel, it just felt like just like any other place. I definitely didn't feel alone, and the tour guy, she was with me, and kind of like halfway through it, I was wanting to go back upstairs, and she was gonna come me, kind of like help film me as I just take pictures so I can capture anything, and pretty much like we're about to walk up the stairs in this lobby to the second floor, and then as I got to the top, she took like a couple steps. She's like, no, I don't know if you saw that in that video, but you can tell from her reaction that she did not want to go back upstairs. She's just like very affected by something negative. Like she said, there's like some sort of barrier that's just not allowing her to like go up. So, and I was like, that's okay. Like that's okay. I'll take the camera. I'll just go upstairs, and I'll kind of walking around. I was deep down, honestly, terrified. Like I walked through all the upper floors, and I'm just walking around, and when I was definitely scared because when I was trying to stay calm, you can kind of tell in the camera that I'm just kind of talking to myself. That's kind of one way for me to remain calm. So I just kind of talk to myself to make it look like I'm not scared, but deep down, I am actually terrified.
I was going to say to you, oh my God, like I tell you, I would wake up Louise to say, Louise, I'm going to the bathroom at like 4 a.m, wake up. And I would, let me tell you, I really would. I'm going to say, like, are you not afraid?
You have another co-host.
That's Charlie.
Yeah.
Hi, Charlie. My animals come alive every time I do a live. Charlie, you going out? No? You going to think about it? Do you need a little push?
Yeah.
Cold. I have the fire. Cold.
But pretty much the biggest thing that really scared me was we were on I believe it was the fourth floor where there's these two cowboys at like probably in the 1910s. They're playing a card game. One of them caught the other person cheating, and pretty much they had like a little like that type of thing. They'll have a shootout, and they both died. And also, to say right here, there's a door right here, and my back's facing that door because I was looking at her. She was like, her flashlight was acting really weird, like it wasn't turning on, and then it would turn on. So I was like, she handed it to me, and then next thing you know, I literally felt like something's like rushing, like running towards me, and that's why you can see me in the video, like kind of like what's going on, like what is that? And then like my heart was beating so fast, and literally to me it felt like an actual person was like running up to me, and I was just terrified. After that I was like, okay, we gotta go downstairs right now. Like I don't know what that was, and the whole building's locked down. There's no way anyone can get inside this building other than going through the front door.
Do you ever get like, I know we get the bleepers now when we're doing investigations, we get the bleepers.
Yes.
You know, do you get the bleepers? We always get the bleepers, but we don't bleep them out sometimes. We don't bleep them out.
I always do, just because YouTube doesn't like.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't do it on YouTube. Yeah, but yeah. Oh yeah.
But if it was on any platform, I would just kind of, there'd be no filter. I wouldn't really bleep anything.
Well,
but
sorry, go ahead.
I was like, what the fuck was that? And then
I know it's normal. I think it's bloody normal that people say, oh, just like, oh my God, because you're on location and you have people sitting there watching. But you're on the location and there's people running towards you, or you're getting touched or anything like that. Good night, Sharon. Good night. Look after yourself. Good night.
Have a good night, Sharon.
Good night. But yeah, actually what I do is, because I try to watch what I'm saying, but if it slips out, I'm always like, oh, sorry, that slipped out. And but I'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is, because you are going into the unknown and you don't know what is happening. You're being touched by something that you cannot see. So it's going to be normal and it's human to feel like that. I know I've said many bloopers.
Oh, yeah.
I have. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And Louise, like I've said them bloopers because I'm looking at my dog. I don't know how you managed to get on that chair. because it's a small chair, but I don't know how he got on it.
I was about to say, what was that sound?
That was
Yeah.
him getting onto a chair. I don't know how he fits onto it. But yeah, especially the ones where Louise has her cat balls on the ground and you don't see them, and so you slip on them and you're doing a live, and there's a lot of bleepers. And I know Emmy has no filter. We know this, Emmy. We know this.
No filters.
No, she has no filter. We know this.
My,
This is Lulu. Louise is on my team. This is Lulu. We call her Lulu.
Mine was, it was pitch black, and I stepped down on a little like Hot Wheels car that ended up flying out to hit something, and I was like, holy, and I was like, sorry guys, there was a car on the ground, it's pitch black, I didn't see it. It was a toy.
I have been called
My
names.
bad.
I have been called names on it. Michael, I wanted to ask you about the Goldfield Hotel. There's something that I'm intrigued with. It's about a lady named Elizabeth.
Yeah, so Elizabeth was, and this is a very sad story, and probably
Yeah.
the saddest story I've ever been from any location I've been to. She pretty much, the owner, like met this girl, which her name is Elizabeth, and he pretty much got her pregnant, and he pretty much locked her up in room 102, which is like behind this wall of like this original lobby, and to this like radiator. And for like obviously 9 months, he would come and give her water, food, and then when the baby was born, like she died from like excessive bleeding. And I think it was in that room or just somewhere like
109.
inside that building.
Room 109.
Or 109, yes.
Yeah.
And then with the baby, on how the baby died, there's two sides, and honestly, there's really no actual documentation, but they said the baby was thrown down the mine shaft or was thrown down the stairs.
Yeah.
That's kind of like two things I heard, but with more research, there's no way of really telling
That was
what
George
happened.
Wingfield.
George Wingfield, yes, he was the owner of the building. He owned banks. He was a political leader in Nevada, and he was the main reason that the state of Nevada never collapsed financially during the Great Depression in the 1930s.
Wow. Because he had a lot of business there, didn't he? He had a lot of business.
Oh yeah, he owned also like a
He owned
mining
the
company.
Mm.
Yeah, he pretty much owned everything
Yeah,
that.
he kept everything afloat in that
Yes.
place.
Yes, and at that point, Goldfield was the largest city, larger than Las Vegas and Reno combined. When and they had like it was like 1900s. That's where they had at most 20,000 people.
Wow.
The question: did
Oh,
you have
Linda?
any? Yeah, I said, did you have any mediums at the investigation? I did not. No.
Do you investigate with mediums?
I haven't gotten a chance to. I would love to. I just don't really know too many mediums that would love to come out to investigation. I just don't have any connections yet.
I know a lot of people say, would you investigate with mediums? I always said no at the beginning. No, because I just didn't want it. That's just how I ran. I didn't want it. But then again, when I begin to know a location like the back of my hand, then I'll take someone in who doesn't know the location, who didn't look at the location, didn't do the history, didn't do the research, because, that would irritate me a lot if they did. But I do know when Tracy came over to England, came over to England.
England. Same thing.
Michael, did you say the same? Michael, did you say the same thing?
Same
Not
thing,
me.
right?
Not me.
It was the other Michael.
Oh, the law. Oh, listen. The same. Listen.
Oh man.
She's going off.
When I mute, it means I'm going off.
That was a Pandora box opening over there.
Mr. Wong, we're going to have a little history lesson, okay?
All right.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord. I forget what I was saying there now.
Oh, you were talking about Linda coming over to Ireland.
Oh, when Tracy came over to Ireland and she came to the Drogheda Museum Millmount, and she, oh my goodness, like she got stuff from one particular area of the museum that even we didn't know. We knew a little bit, but not to what she knew. And like, no one knows this. Like I always say, all history is not written in the books. And so when I was doing the audio work and whatnot, whatever was said on the audio matched to what Tracy said. And this is like she doesn't like the word medium. She doesn't call herself a medium or anything like that.
Yeah.
But the way she got the two of them together was kind of like holy shit. Like that was kind of phenomenal. So yeah, I would listen to Tracy.
We have a question from
Pamela.
Pamela. The only places I have not investigated Garnet, but I would love to. I've heard lots of great places, or great it's a great place to go to. But I've mainly gone to like Deer Lodge. I've gone to Butte. That's kind of really it. Butte, there's like literally every building there is like haunted. Like the hospital, the brothel. I did the World Museum mine where I investigated an underground mine. And
you did that?
Yeah, that was like, that was pretty creepy.
Wow.
But I would say right now, I'll spoil a little bit. I actually plan on going back to Montana. I'm going to Libby, Montana, which is just kind of like near the border of Idaho, Montana. It's called the Libby Hotel, or the Hotel Libby. And that'll be practically my, I wouldn't say next investigation, but the one after that, because I got one next month, and then in October I'm going to Libby, and then I got my last one of the year in November, where I'm going to the East Coast.
So you do a lot of traveling.
What was that?
You do a lot of traveling.
Yes, I do a lot of traveling, and yes, they are very expensive, and yes,
she's just confirming what you said.
Montana.
I'm like on my phone, so I have to like look up a little closer because my computer does not have a camera on here, so it's. I mean, we could do the whole podcast. You just wouldn't be able to see me. You just hear my voice.
Oh, we like to see video. We like to see the pictures. I know when I was doing a show a few months ago with Russell Edwards from London, and so he said, Jenny, is it podcast or vodcast? And I said, it's vodcast. He goes, great, because I'm on location. And I'm like, shut your face. You're on location? Because he's the author of Naming Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
And he has the original shawl. But that shawl is put away in the vaults and so on. So myself and my team, myself and Lulu and Niall, are heading over to London on the 18th of February. Oh my God, what's wrong with me in months? I said September a few nights ago. We're heading over to London on the 18th of August. For the weekend. Now, the funny thing is, if Louise is still watching, the funny thing is, I kept saying to Louise for weeks, Louise, let's organize a place to stay. We need to find a place to stay. So Louise was at home last night after work, and I was here. We're going through, booking.com and see what we could get. I showed a few to Lou. She showed one to me. She goes, Jenny, I went ahead and booked it. I'm on the top of a bunk bed. Can you see me getting it? I know. Listen, the laugh I had today with a friend of mine, and then Louise was sending me pictures of me falling off the bunk beds, and I sent Lulu. Because Lou and Niall are husband and wife. So they're in the bottom double bunk, and I'm on the top bunk. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Like, because we know after that, when we kind of go around with Russell and whatnot, we're probably going to go and have a wee gin and tonic and whatnot. Can you see me climbing stairs after a gin and tonic and a bunk bed?
Yeah.
I said I'll go live when I do it.
Promise?
Promise.
Okay.
And then like when you see my arse getting up ladder and like onto a bunk bed, and I said to Louise, I'm going to start singing that song all night. You know that song, I know a song that will get on your nerves. And you sing it for like an hour or 2 hours. Yeah, so I said to Louise and Niall, I'm going to sing that for you. And I'm going to fart as well because you're below me. I'm going to do all of it because I'm in a bunk bed. Louise is here. Louise is here. Louise, I'll film it.
So we got a past question from Linda about are there underground tunnels in View? And yes, there was. Right now, they're definitely probably not accessible, but there was because that's how they would do all the prostitution. They would probably for mining and all the stuff that you don't want people to see. And that's what they definitely had because there was definitely multiple brothels in View. There is another one. I forgot what it was called, but pretty much all the prostitutes they would like use that underground tunnel to like travel from one building to another, brothel to brothel, and probably mining and stuff like that. Oh, also too, I know like obviously with the railroad built and stuff, like Chinese is one of the biggest ethnicities that was building that, and people didn't like Chinese people, like they didn't want them to be seen out in public, so they would pretty much like even with the Goldfield Hotel, they pretty much their place to stay was literally like in a basement where it like they were not allowed to be outside and stuff like that. So I don't know if that is in Butte. I know in Goldfield that was just that was it, but I'm sure maybe in Butte that probably was at some point that happened.
What a life to live.
Yeah. It's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Good Lord. Sorry, I'm just going through this here. Someone is tagging me in something. I know what I was asking you about investigation on your own. Like when you go traveling, do you take camera people with you, or you just do like literally you just travel by yourself?
There'll be a couple times where I'll ask my friends, "Hey, do you want to come and help me film this?" And sometimes, they'll say yes because it's always great to have an extra hand to help me film, to help me, at least accompany me when I'm in these places by myself. Because, like I said, it does get scary. I'm not scared of the dark, but it's just like if something happens, I got pushed or something, and I did get hurt. It's always good to have someone there. But luckily, knock on wood, that will not happen in any upcoming investigations. I hope not.
Well, no. I'm not saying anything. I will PM you, but I'll PM you now in a second. When you go to locations and apart from that, when would you sleep on location, or would you leave after a certain time, or would you sleep on location?
It depends on a place. Most of the time, I would like to try to stay there because, it's like fishing. When you go to a location, something may not happen right away. It just could be silent for the first 4 hours until boom, you hear something or you see something, or off the back you could see something. But if you're there longer, gives you a higher chance of being able to capture something on film or hear something or something that's like unexplainable. Yes, I would love to sleep there if I can. The only time I did was when my last investigation at the brothel in Montana. That was the only time ever I have stayed inside the building.
I know I wouldn't. It's not that I'm afraid, is that I've seen too much, heard too much, and felt too much for me to say, okay, I'll stay here. I research and I investigate, but I don't know if I'm enough to kind of stay there. Hey, Jenny, big balls. Well, I'll stay here. You can touch me. You can call my name out. And I'll be like, oh my God, did you hear that? Run, dude. No, I'm like.
Jenny, what happened? I thought this was unfiltered.
It is.
Unfiltered.
Oh, you want me to unfilter it? Oh, you don't want to hear what I just said. No, you do not want to hear what
I can read lip at times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Can you read lips? Yeah.
Sometimes.
Me too.
Depending on what I want to repeat, but I don't want to always repeat everything.
Pamela, is this a real question? Sorry, look at me. Sorry, look, I'm not doing it. Have you stayed in castles, Jenny? Is that question from me, Pamela?
No, I think she's saying you've stayed in castles.
Oh, you've stayed in castles. Oh my God, I tell you, I'm having a bloody long, long few weeks. You've stayed in castles. I have stayed in castles, but there's one particular castle that I will sit in it by myself, that I don't mind.
Okay.
And there's one castle, that's Redwood Castle. That's, Redwood Castle. I'll be back there after Christmas. And in Lep Castle, would I stay? No, there's one particular room where I would not stay in Lep Castle on my own. And that's just never going to happen.
Why is that?
Well, I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
I don't like, I can tell you, but I'd rather not, because if you ever investigated it, then I'm giving you away what I know.
Fair enough.
You want me to tell you?
We can keep it on the down low.
Okay, so then if you ever went over to that castle, then, if I told you, then I would have to kill you. I'm joking. If I told you.
Then I'll just haunt you.
See, you better promise.
Where's my recorders? I have one here beside me somewhere.
Yeah, is that a promise, Michael?
I'll be a promise. It definitely will be an unfiltered recording when you capture what I said.
Yay! What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Hey, you, MF! It's me, Michael.
Well, I guess you'll have to find out.
That's the funny thing about being paranormal investigators is everyone's like, when I die, I'm gonna haunt you. We're like, yes, do it, you better. And they're like, wait, that was a threat. I was like, to us, it's an invitation.
I know. Oh no!
Challenge.
Please don't haunt me. Please don't haunt me. Haunt me. Haunt me. Haunt me.
And then you're gonna be like, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Anthony! Yo, Anthony, what's the crack? Anthony, I have to mail you. Ask Jenny in Messenger. Ask me what? Lep is my favorite location. It is definitely one of my favorite locations. I have a few, but Lep is 100% one of them. I love Lep. I love Lep. There's so many rooms in Lep. And there's one particular room not many teams do, but let me tell you, it is a good place. We will be back very soon. We are locked and loaded, ready to go back into it. And I'm looking forward to it because I love Lep. I love Sean. I love the location. I love the area. And one of these days, I'm going to go home with one of his chickens because he has chickens outside. He has chickens outside. If I had have had a carrier one day because one wasn't he'd rehome in one of them. If I had have had a cat carrier with me, I would have been taking one of Sean's chickens home from Lep Castle with me and say, hey, look, between dogs and cats and fish, I've got a new chicken. A hen. I don't even know the difference between a chicken and a hen, and I work with rescue animals.
Hens lay eggs, I believe.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so this was a hen then. And I work with animals. No, but which came first, the chicken or the hen? What's this? We've been lip reading Jenny. Oh, Linda, really?
You've been caught. You have been caught.
I'll have to go back and have a wee look at what I spent.
Yeah. I will say, though, for me, I'm like, if somebody tells me they had an experience somewhere, it's like, I'm like, I got to go there now because I want to see if I can have that experience. It pulls me in, and it's like, oh, I gotta see if I can duplicate that or experience that.
That's what myself and yourself, Michael, were talking about the other night. Michael from Texas. We're talking about the other night. We were talking about how in America you have to travel like 2 or 3 days to get out of the county.
Yeah.
In Ireland, we're doing a country in 1 day. Well,
wow.
We could say, right, I'm going to Spike Island in Cork. We'll be down there in about 4 or 5 hours. We're down in Spike Island in Cork. Or say go up to Belfast or go up to Antrim or, go to Galway or Mayo. We're there in a day. We're there in a few hours, not even a day, a few hours we're there. But in America, you've got to travel. You've got to take a flight or drive just to get out of counties. I always say this, what did I say the other night? There's, gosh, I forget the saying I said the other night, but there's nothing bad in being like, a small country when we have to travel to investigate.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. It's good. Where would you like to investigate next, Michael?
Where I want to investigate next. Well, this
Yeah.
is kind of something I want to ask Michael from Texas, but I want to really go investigate, and this it's just right now. Its price is kind of like a big factor. So I want to go to Yorktown, Texas, to visit the Yorktown Memorial Hospital.
Oh yeah, I know that place.
Yeah, that place has some, I don't know, like lots of poltergeist activity.
Yeah, it's dark.
Which have you been there or done investigations there before?
4 or 5 times.
And what has the investigations been like for you personally?
I will say there's a lot of heavy energy there, and it's kind of a twisted energy a little bit because it was run by nuns that weren't the friendliest of nuns, and they did surgeries there. And so it's like, wait a minute. And there's a jail cell even in the basement that was added at some point, and that has activity, but I don't know if I can't find anything that says the cell was original to the building, or if a prior owner brought it in just to like be like, hey, here's because it's one single cell.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's right next to where the priest sleeps. So I'm like, that's a little creepy to have a cell next to where the priest is.
Well, you see, you don't do that. Well, you shouldn't do that, but I'd love to go there. You've got so many places over there I'd love to go to.
But my recommendation would be is if you're wanting to get in there sooner than later, because one of the main structural walls in the basement is seriously buckled. So it's really a matter of time before it gives out, or it may end up being like, this is where we want to be. We're going to stop shifting and stabilize right there. But yeah, when you see the wall, it's like you'll start to get the feeling this is sketchy as all get out. But I've had EVPs there. I've had strange sounds of footsteps there.
Any negativity as in towards you?
Not towards me, but one of the things that got my attention was there's this room that has all these kids' toys and dolls in it, and it alone has a creepy factor to it. But in the window, I caught what looks like almost like an ET alien with red eyes looking into the building, not out of the, not being in the building, but standing outside the wall looking in. And I'm like, well, and my first thought was, well, is this a car? But thankfully I took 3 shots.
Okay.
It only shows up in one photo. And I was like, and I had to zoom in on it because somebody goes, did anybody get anything? And my first glance was no. And then I looked, I was like, wait a minute, there's something in the kids' room.
Oh my goodness. Did you say the kids' room?
Yeah, it was a kids' playroom.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's 3 levels.
Why would there be a prison in a cell in a hospital?
Well, that's the big question. I mean, they had a surgical room. They had a gynecologist room for delivery of babies. So, I mean, it could be, maybe if a patient was too far gone and being a danger to themselves, maybe they put them in the cell.
Aye,
so it couldn't hurt anybody, but yeah, I can't imagine why you would have a cell in a hospital.
Yeah, that's really weird. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I know there was an event because I did some research. Was there a Valentine's Valentine's Day massacre in the basement of that hospital?
Okay, so there's not a massacre, but what did there is a claim that somebody was murdered in the basement, and there's supposed to be the blood on the wall,
Toto?
but nobody can find the spot where it's like somebody will say, "Oh, it's in this room," and then somebody else will go, "Well, according to this claim, it's in this room." So
Oh, I
nobody
see.
knows really which room or where it was, but there are a lot of possibilities, I will say. Like there's one wall that does have like red on the brick that could be blood, and it's right next to a I think it's right next to like a mini crematorium or something
Okay.
in there.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, could it be somebody hit them there and then they quickly got rid of the body there? Or I it's hard to say. But the one thing too though about Yorktown is they have a lot of windows that are broken. And so we've had possums in there when I was there.
Hmm.
And my God, those will scare the daylights out of you
We don't
Oh
because
want
my gosh.
you'll be like scanning with your flashlight in the dark, and then all of a sudden you'll see these beady eyes looking back at you, and you'll be like, "Wait, what?" And they don't make a sound until you get too close.
Oh my
Lovely.
god.
Do you have to book into this location?
You do.
Okay, Michael, you don't have the information, do you? Michael Wong.
Like information of like
How to book it?
Book into it if you want.
book it.
To book it.
Yeah, there's a website that you book on
Okay.
it, and when I called them, I think they said for a whole night, I think it was like $750 US.
Yeah, it's expensive to go
I
there.
was like, ooh, like I gotta get flights, rental car, like
Yeah.
hotel. That's
So-
gonna be like a lot.
So the trick here, Michael, what we do is you get a team of like 10 people, then that 750 turns into $75.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
And so,
When it comes to
yeah,
our
when we get locations that are super expensive, we will get a lot of people to commit to going. So the price just keeps getting lower and lower, and you're like, now I can go with comfort.
like I know
true.
the same with when we go to Lap Castle, that's about 800 euros. But we're going back after Christmas and we're going again in a few months after Christmas. Well, we're going back in January and we're going back a few months later because I have friends from Scotland coming over as well that wants to do Lap Castle. So we'll be taking them to Lap Castle as well. So it is an expensive place, but you get your people in. So when a team comes over, and then you get an extra few people in that we wouldn't take anybody with us that we don't know because we're investigating. And if I can say it respectively, it's not a thrill seeking night. I mean, we'll probably bring it to a location that's not as important, if that makes sense, as we would research Lep Castle. So it's not like, "Whoa, Ron, oh my God, did you bleep and hear that?" It's kind of like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm doing audio work. Be quiet. So we'll take people in that has been investigations before. Hey, Megan. That has been investigations before, and we'll keep the numbers down. We'll keep the numbers down. And then you get to sleep in these castles as well. So,
Yeah.
when we're back in January, it is going to be cold, but the fire's always lit, and we normally sleep on the first floor where the fire is lit. We can sleep on the second floor, which is the room that I do not like. I mean, it is not a good room. It is not a good room at all. For women. It's not a good room for women, and I wouldn't allow any females to stay in there by themselves. If they fought me against it, I'll say, fine, it's up to you, stay if you want to. Let me just get my iPad on you, and I'll be watching everything that you do from my camera downstairs. But if but from when I stay in it, I know when I'm there and I'm calling out and I have the team with me or I have one or two other people with me. I don't shy away from questions. I I called out the questions that people do not want to call out. Oh, Megan, listen, when I'm back, Megan, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live from Lep Castle. We're back out. Well, we're in London on the 18th of August, so we'll go live from there as well.
If you want, Michael, I can give you a few other places in Texas that are near me that won't cost you the arm and a leg like Yorktown, that are pretty active.
Yeah.
If you wanted to add a few spots on.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Yeah, one is Old Park Hotel in Ballinger, Texas. It used to be a brothel. It used to be an antique store. The owners are super awesome. They're Dan and Connie LaFave. And there's a jail. If you donate, I think it's like $230. You get to donate the jail and the hotel. And the hotel, you get to stay overnight. And they have like 10 themed rooms for you to stay in, all related to the life of the hotel.
That's cool.
And
Michael, sorry.
I was going to say the other two are Fort Walters and Mineral Wells. It's a military base. And Dillon Depot in Cleburne is a funeral home that's really active and really strange.
You've been there, haven't you?
I have.
2 weeks ago, you've been there. Linda, do you know what? Sorry, I'm just getting this question from Linda. Does anybody sing in your castles? Would love to. Linda, we actually have singing in one of the castles. We have it up on YouTube. I will send it on to you. But we do have one of the singing in one of the castles that we're going back to in January. And it's in a room that we have never done before because it's always been locked. And now the last time we went, it was unlocked. Does Lep Castle have a succubus? We know there's an elemental there, a succubus. We have to get Niall Lou's husband in a room by himself, and he'll let us know if there's a succubus. The two Michaels, if you come over to Lep Castle, we'll put you into a room and find out if there's a succubus there. So
sounds like fun. I'm in.
Sounds like fun.
Succubus.
Yeah. So I know more of the elemental in Lep Castle than I do of a succubus. So but I think you're right, Megan. I think you're right that there would be. Look, Michael is so looking forward to it.
Hey, just to investigate in Ireland, it sounds like, why not?
Michael's thinking now he's coming over to Lep Castle. Megan, you got Michael there. You got Michael.
What was that? Oh, the laughing face.
That's Louise. That's Louise. Louise is Emerald Isle. That's Lulu.
Linda was asking earlier, are there a lot of earthquakes in the UK?
No. You'd probably get a very, very slight tremble, even though I'm in Ireland, but we would have the same, tremors a wee bit because we're so close to each other. But you would have a tremor, say, once in a million years, I think. It's so light, you wouldn't even feel it. Hey, Michael's not torture there. No.
Not torture.
Yeah, you're making me rethink that, Linda.
I know. But let me, Lulu, if you're there, look up. We always hunt to Google. I'm Googling it.
Well, while you're doing that, what other states are you looking at investigating in, Michael?
Well, I'll just kind of release for this year. So next month I'm going to Monticello, Iowa. It's called the Emberg Manor, which is a poor county farm. Doing that one, and then Libby, it's the hotel in October, and then November I'll be going to what is it called? Williamson, West Virginia, to investigate the old College Hill Hospital. That's
wow.
My remaining schedule for the year.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what you have happen at Old College Hill because I've been noticing on TikTok that location seems to be blowing up all over TikTok lately.
Yeah, it is, and I only found it because I'm. Have you heard of this show? They also have a YouTube channel. Um, on the show, it's called Destination Fear. Have you heard of them?
Love
Yes,
it.
they're Project Fear now.
Love it.
Yeah, on YouTube.
We love
Because
them.
the TV show wouldn't let them take that name, so they're like, oh, we'll just call ourselves Project Fear.
Yeah.
And still keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just from I watched like their episode. I was like, oh my god, like this place is like it's scary. Even like just walking through the hallways and stuff. Even when you're like with someone, it's just so creepy and stuff. And I think in that episode they were having a challenge. Like one person they picked from this hat has to go in that building by themselves for like who knows how long.
For
Film,
the
see what they-
overnight sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, like that place scary. But you know what? I really want to go there and just experience it because, like, hospitals just have so much like energy, and I
Yeah.
just really want to be able to, find intelligent responses and just I don't know, just kind of like another experience, really. And hopefully it would be. I'm excited for the opportunity to go there and see what I can find.
I would love.
Yeah.
I think I was literally saying we have a humming to another time we were there. This is in one of the castles. This would be in Redwood Castle where we go to. We love the Redwood Castle is the one where I'm more comfortable sitting in. Like I've sat in Redwood Castle by myself and I don't feel like I have to kind of like find the exit. Now we do go up onto the roof of the castle. And let me tell you, this is a castle roof we're going on to. So the windows are not like your windows that we have today. These are castle windows. So, I mean, there's many a stomach being sucked in. We have done this live when you're going through the castle windows, where you're sucking your body in and you're pushing all your body bits in so you can get through this little narrow window. Michael, it's going to be great for you. But us, we have to like hold our body bits in to get through this window and to get out onto the castle roof. And many a ball has been left behind by the boys because it's a narrow window. It's a narrow window.
Narrow.
Yeah. Did I say that narrow? It's a narrow. It's a narrow.
Narrow.
Did I say that?
Is that how you guys say
Yeah.
it? Narrow? Narrow. I don't know. Is there a
That's
U in it?
What? Is there a what? A U in it? Now they're gonna start taking the piss of my accent.
Okay. Wait, hold up. Okay. This
Okay.
is the word I want you to say. So this is how I say it. Bloody. Now you say bloody.
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 It's just like bloody hell. Bloody hell.
That was English. Bloody. All right, bloody hell. You done
Bloody
English accent.
head.
Okay, look. Like
Oh my god,
think,
my accent came out.
like Gordon Ramsay, right, Jenny?
Right.
Mhm.
Like whenever like he's in the kitchen berating the chefs, he'd be like bloody hell, or just the way like you definitely have a similar act. I don't know. It's just like funny. I'm not making fun. And just it's just like the way you say it. Like I'm like it's like here, for example. I don't know if Michael from Texas can like relate. So people from the East Coast. So obviously people in the West, we say water, and then in the East Coast we like water or something. It's like
Water.
like,
Especially if you get to the Northeast, you cannot understand a word they're saying.
like for example, another one. I would say Maryland. They'd be like, and then the people that are from there, they'd be like Merlin or something. I was like,
Orland.
was there a U in it? Merlin or something like that?
What did I? So I said narrow.
Narrow.
It's narrow.
Mine from
Narrow.
Chicago.
It's narrow.
And he goes, mirror. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, it's mirror. And I'm like, it's not mirror, it's mirror. And I say boat, and he goes, boat. And I'm like, it's boat. And he goes, boat. And I'm like, no, it's boat. And I'm going to London. So when we were talking about my brother, who obviously lived in Ireland and went over to the UK. He was like, and he like, bye, see you later, Slán. And then he comes home and he goes, all right, sis. So when I go to London now on the 18th, I'll be like, all right, Louise, all right, no, all right, Michael. I come home with a London accent, and my friend Tracy is from Essex, and she says, all right, Dole. So I think I get it from, you know, when you have these people who pick up accents like so easily. So I'd say now, and that's like a northern accent. So instead of saying now in the south, I'd say now. So up in the north of Ireland, they go, what about you now? So I picked up the northern accent, and then I'd have my Irish accent. And then, because I don't think I have an Irish accent. And then, do I have an Irish accent? Sure, to be sure. We don't say potatoes, top of the morning to you. Like I said, we don't say top of the morning to you. No, we would say, where's my...
Cheese
I
and
gotta stop
crumpet.
Three. What is
No.
this about three?
Tea and crumpet is the UK. Three is like, say three, because in the UK they say free. You know?
Three.
Three. Look,
Three.
there's Lulu. Oh, there's Lulu.
Three.
You say free. All right, 1, 2, free. So when we say the word three, like you either say the TH or we say tree, which looks like a tree in the field. So in the UK, you go free, and then in Ireland, it's like tree. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So people say, is it a forest?
Sounds like you're saying tree.
I know, right? So are you in a forest? I'm like, no, it's 1, 2, 3. Well, I say, no, I can't even say in house. 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, Lord. So I pick up accents so easily. And then I say, y'all are trying to like, oh, you Americans are trying to fucking kill me. Like when we're doing shows at 2 and 3 in the morning. And, you know, kind of like, Jenny, you know, it's like daylight here. And I'm like, I know it's daylight. I know. So I keep saying, y'all, what are y'all doing? Instead of like, what are you all doing? What are y'all doing?
Except it's not y'all. It's y'all. It's just one flat. It's not 2 words. It's just one fluid word. Y'all.
Y'all.
YLL. Y'all.
What are y'all doing?
There you go.
You got it.
But Michael, I was going to tell you, with you mentioning Destination Fear, when they went to the Nazareth Hospital in Mineral Wells, if you remember that episode.
I do not.
Okay. I think it's in season 3. But the doll that Chelsea...
What season?
Season 3, I believe.
Trey.
But the doll that Chelsea Layden got spooked by is in the Fort Walters building.
Oh, really?
They brought it over because
they
had to close the other location.
Wow. That's creepy.
So what was the place called, Michael? From Texas?
It was, well, the one that was closed is Old Nazareth, but the new location is Fort Walters.
Oh, I've heard about that place.
I've been there a few times.
I would love to go to America to investigate.
Yeah, that place is legit.
It's just we have to fly over, and that's like, what, an 8-hour journey?
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Let me tell you now, Michael, from Paranormal, I have to fly to London on the 18th of August, right? And I have to call my doctor up for some Xanax because I don't like to fly. And poor Louise and Niall have to fly with me. And I said to them, can I please, just even on the flight over, can I sit by the window? Because I have to be by the window. I can't be in the middle and I can't be on the outside because someone walks by me and elbows me, you know, like that. I'm like,
you know, there is another way you can do it, Jen. Take a cruise ship across.
Yeah.
I've done it.
From Ireland over to the UK?
No, yeah. I've done a cruise ship from Rome to the US.
But it's about an hour's flight or less. It's about 50-minute flight.
Right.
But listen, even me being in an airport, I went over to London in May to my friend Tracy. And every time I've flown, I've always had someone with me to chaperone me. Look at the gates. Look, we'll get on the right plane because I probably would have. Now we are 20 minutes of London and Barcelona, and I'm supposed to be in London because knowing me, I'd get on the wrong plane. So I managed to get the. But when I was sitting there at the bar with my daughter, and it was like ding, 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 last call for Barcelona, and I'm like, oh my God! And I was joking before, saying I was going to get on a plane to Barcelona, and there was like, the last flight, last call for Barcelona. But anyway, I managed to direct myself in the airport where normally I shut down and don't look at me, don't talk to me, leave me alone. But I managed to do it. I did it, and I did it in London when I was in London. Whatever, Stansted Airport coming back to Ireland. And I managed to direct me and my 19-year-old daughter. She wasn't going to do it for me, so I had to take over. And I did it. I bloody did it. But now we have Louise and Niall that's going to take over while I sit in the bar and have gin and tonic.
Yeah, Michael's probably laughing with me, thinking it's funny that you think you could get on the wrong plane and go somewhere you don't have a ticket for.
Knowing me, I probably would. Knowing me, because the first thing I say when I get onto a flight, and they were like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't like." Because the last time I said it with May, saying like I don't like to fly, like I don't. Welcome aboard. I don't like to fly. What was that? I don't like to fly. Because I was like upset. I was upset, and she goes, "No, you okay?" So me and my daughter were standing literally almost a foot into the cockpit, like we were allowed in the cockpit, and the pilots were talking to me, and one gave me his bottle of water. This is before we even sat down on our seats. I was like, and the guy, I think he was Italian. It's okay. I have my water, And I'm like, oh my God, your parents look like you. Oh my God, they gave. Oh my God, you are fucking gorgeous. And that I'm like, you're flying me. Okie dokie. Oh my God. I mean, hello. But the pilot. Oh, anyway, we're getting totally off that subject.
I can just see Jen sitting in the cockpit going, "See this standby seat? I'll be here for the rest of the flight." Thanks.
And I kept the water that the pilot gave me. I kept it. But leaving the UK to come back to Ireland, they discarded my bottle. I'm like,
oh no.
That was my pilot's water. That came from a pilot. Because I have a book my friend gave me called Fear of Flying. Mm-hmm. I got to page 3 and I didn't read any more of it. But I think I'm getting okay.
Hey, Jenny, get your fear over flying?
What, Michael?
And I did this, and you're probably going to be like, hell no. But I did this on my birthday actually last year. And yeah, and pretty much I went skydiving. I know what you feel right now. You're like, hell no, I'm not gonna ever do that.
No, did you hear my little? It's like,
I'll tell you, it was scary at first for me because I'm not scared of heights, but when you're seeing the plane, and it was Tam jump skydiving, so you're attached to someone. But I'm looking out the window, and this plane was kind of sketchy already because there's duct tape on the inside covering these windows and parts of the wall. I was like,
MacGyvered the plane.
Some parts of it, and then we're flying for 25 minutes. This was in Idaho, and it was a great experience. Don't get me wrong. I'm here, obviously. I'm still alive, and and then after that, this is actually on YouTube. I can send you guys the link. You can literally watch this. But it's called D-Zone or Drop Zone. That's what they're called. And when I showed up to sign, when you sign the paper, you're practically signing your life away, saying you cannot sue them if you die.
Well, no, but can you haunt them? Because
I don't know. Probably will.
You can haunt anybody.
Yeah.
How do you sue them if you pass away? You have the family member.
I have a will.
You are?
A will.
Okay. Oh God.
So that's probably what they would go to next if I had to, I guess, take legal actions, someone for me in a way. But overall, they open the door, and I'm looking down, and the camera, because the guy has a GoPro on his wrist, and you can tell it's looking at me. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm actually doing this now. And then he's like, all right, put your left foot, your right foot on this like footrest of the plane. We got up, so like, so I'm like getting up. I'm like this, and then he was like, because it was my birthday, he's like, happy birthday, and then we literally did a backflip off this plane, and you're falling for 60 seconds before you pull a parachute. You're falling at 120 miles an hour. I think that's like, I don't know, 230, 220 kilometers per hour. I don't know if that's how you guys read it in Ireland, but you're falling really fast.
We just call it falling from a plane. We don't know how fast it's going. We just know what falling from a plane.
Yeah, and we were falling for 60 seconds. Just felt like I was literally falling forever. And then after he pulled the parachute, and then he was like, "Show me, this is how you like land, because when you're like, when you have your chute, you want to go against the wind, otherwise you're gonna get blown away." And then after that, we landed, and I'm like, we did it, and then I was like, awesome. And then after that, I just went home and celebrated my birthday, and yeah, that was a lot of fun, but it was definitely scary at the same time. Don't get me wrong.
Were you wishing you had a change of clothes?
I was gonna say, you know, I mean, it was a time when my I forget what flight. No, it was my very first flight, I think it was, and I was in the bathroom. So I kind of made my. And let me tell you, half these air stewards, I'd have to thank them forever, because one would come up to me and put her hand in my lap on the taxi now to the runway. I know everything about taxiing, the black box. I know everything about the planes. I'm just still afraid of them. And one would come up and put her hand on my lap, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And then when she leaves, there's 2 little mini bottles of vodka on my lap with a Coke, and I'm like, okay. Oh yeah, people say don't drink when you fly. That doesn't stand for me, because it just doesn't. But I went to the bathroom. Let me tell you, right? I flushed that toilet. While I was washing my hands, I flushed the toilet. The air sucked my soul. I'm so glad I wasn't still sitting on it, because it probably would have sucked my insides out. That airplane, you know, when you flush a toilet and they have this huge sound, like the suction, it would have took my soul with it if I had still sitting on the toilet. I literally jumped. No, you won't, Louise. My birthday's next month, and no, I'll take a bottle of Hendrick's gin, and that would be great. Thank you very much. But I almost did a skydiving for a greyhound rescue here in Ireland. I was going to do skydiving, and someone said to me, "Jenny, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. What am I doing? I'll just stand in the town with a bucket and say, help the greyhounds, and don't jump from a plane, because one, I can't get into them." But there's been I remember going when I had to fly over to London in May, and I was going to Offaly. We're going to Redwood Castle, and I was sitting on the train to go to Dublin to meet Lulu, and I was talking to this guy, and he goes, "What are you doing for the weekend?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing this and doing that, blah 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 blah." And then I have to go to the UK, and he goes, and I said, I'm so afraid. It just turned out that he teaches fear of flying. Fly Fearless. He teaches a course like that up beside Dublin Airport. And he was giving me all of these information and like little things I could go by. And I'm like, oh my God, if all the people in all the world and all the places we met on a train when I'm going to Dublin, and you can tell me, how to calm down when I fly. But yeah, 2 weeks now before I have to fly, and I keep forgetting. But the good thing is I've forgotten about it, because I haven't talked about it, apart from the last half an hour here on the show. God reminded me about that I have to fly. Anyway, let's move away from flying.
No, I'm just kind of, it threw me at first when you said he wrote books about having fear flying. And I was like, wait, why are you writing a book making people afraid to fly? I was like, wait a minute.
Oh no, fear of flying.
That's the easy part.
Fear of I could write that book. Why? And I don't know what it is. Is it a control thing? Is it because, I hate when the wheels lift off the ground, because I'm not on the same land. I'm not here in 2 seconds to come home to my children or my dogs. I'm not here.
I can tell you where the fear is. It's because you have given up complete control of anything. You are completely 100% at the mercy of that plane while in air.
Yeah. I'm a controller. I'm not a bad controller, but I like to not control. That sounds really. I like to, I went on the stage, yeah, and there was Michael dancing, and I thought, can he hear my Beyonce music? He goes, no, he was just dancing by himself, and I'm like, okie dokie, because I thought my Beyonce music was too loud. Megan saying, take CBD. Listen, when we were going through, yeah, I'm a Virgo, Linda. I'm a Virgo. I like things to be perfect. Michael.
My bad.
Me and Michael have control of this, so yeah. I like, and Mike, I'm laughing at Linda because I said this the other night. Along with your phone, run the show on your computer, mute it, then you can read the chats very easily. Is that when I kind of muted myself and started, using my language, my little language? Is it? Because I said that to the fly landed on me. I call them kamikaze flies because they want to land on you every 2 seconds. And I'm going, I swat it. But anyhow.
One of these days, I'm going to unmute you while you're muted just to see your reaction.
Do it.
I never thought of that, actually. Because I would like to be on a rant, oh, the Lord, if I had something to say and I have to mute myself, I'll mute it. And then you will hear. I mean, on your head be it. On your head be it. If I mute myself, on your head be it.
Maybe on our chit chat. Maybe on our chit chat show.
Just say something that. What was that? That suggestion. So, what was that? That's suggestion. So Michael would stay seated. Which Michael PN?
Yeah.
Michael Texas. Michael PN.
No, it's me. It's me. It's about the chat. Like, you can open your computer, mute the. Mute the computer.
Oh.
So
Oh, PN. Louise, like at your birthday for your skydive from Fincher.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there thinking, I've been in my seat this whole time. Why are you making suggestions to keep me in my seat?
I know. Okay,
it's a blame game.
I know. It's another question now for Michael PN. What is your favorite location?
My favorite location?
Favorite location. I know it's a lot.
I would say favorite location. I've been here before. I have it on YouTube. It's like my first time going to this hospital in my state. That's like an hour away, which is really nice. But whenever I go there, I usually just go just for fun. It's kind of like, in a way, like training, just kind of try a bunch of different equipment because they have equipment that you can borrow. It's called the St. Ignatius Hospital. It's a Catholic hospital, and mainly I go there to really. There's like a group of people that they're not like a group, their own group, but it's like a bunch of people from that area that comes together, and we just pay like how much per person. It's like $100, and then we go do our investigations, and we'll do like Etsy session. We'll use a SLS camera, and the second time I was there, I literally ran for my life because I was so scared. This was not on camera. I was recording it. Then when I transferred my computer, I saved it under this file. And then when I tried to find it, I couldn't find it. But pretty much, I was on the second floor. And there's like 5-6 people. 2 of them, they're like the tour guys that has to be there, obviously, for us.
Yeah.
And everyone's sitting on the floor. I'm like down. And I'm also wearing this hospital gown, just kind of like blending in with the patients. And it's dark. And I was just like, my attention was just span this portion of the hallway. So this long hallway, I don't know, it's like maybe the length of a football field. So I was like, on this side, everyone's maybe like 300-400 feet behind me, sitting on the ends of the hallway, and I hear like some sort of like, and all the windows are boarded up too. I hear like something's like kind of walking, and like I'm like, what is that? I don't see it, and next thing you know, it's like someone's like shuffling on like the floor, like kind of almost like they're running, And when I heard that, I literally just turned around and ran to the other side of the hallway. And I'm like breathing super hard and like literally screaming. And I'm like, oh my God, like get me out of this building. Like I was terrified. And whenever I'm with my friend, her name's Elizabeth, she does tours there. And sometimes she'll go, like every other weekend or so, she'll go and do like tour, like investigations. And whenever she does tours, she always like tells the experience of my experience, me just running for my life, screaming, and like I was like, God damn it, you didn't. Well, they don't know who I am, so you can tell it, but it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't wanna. That wasn't me. But that place my favorite. It's definitely good vibes with people, and it's just like I've been there so much. It's something that I love to go just um, for fun and help me prepare for an actual location where I will go film in the future.
Awesome.
It's like the playground of the paranormal. You can go there.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, so
There's a question here from Lulu. Emerald Isle paranormal researchers. See how I said that so easily. A lot of people find it so hard to say. It's Emerald Isle paranormal researchers. So Louise is saying, before starting an investigation, do you feel you need to ground yourself? And the more you have been involved with the paranormal, do you feel like you are becoming more connected to it?
like, is it just? I feel like um, we I guess kind of what do you mean by like ground yourself? Like kind of like
Ground
how to
yourself
like
with,
prepare
like,
yourself?
protection.
Oh, protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always just mainly think positively and sometimes I mean I don't know if like other people are like religious, but I am not like fully, but kind of like in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I always like I say a prayer like help keep
Mhm.
me safe and watch nothing like hurts me or is attached to me. And after that, I go in and I always come with open arms.
Mhm.
I don't go out taunting or trying to attract
Provoking or
something
anything like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
provoke no, because it's like going
Yeah.
to someone's house. You're not just gonna go start to
That's so
disrespect.
bloody right what you say about going into someone else's home, no matter what it was. You know, you're going into someone else's home that you don't provoke.
Yeah. I never provoke. I don't see the point in it.
Oh, close
Like
to
in the
you.
song,
You know that song?
you're a
Just like
likable guy
me,
to
they
me.
want to be close to you. Now I'm
You.
singing. Linda, you got me singing. Don't get me singing. I know
I
that
love
song.
that. I love that.
I'll start singing again. I'll start singing. The only prayer I say is, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, when I'm running.
Actually, I
Oh,
can attest to that because I've seen it on lives.
You probably have.
really? Yeah.
Sing it, Jen. Give me another song, I'll sing it.
Sing it, Jenny.
Friends like me.
Oh, come on. We gotta hear it. Go on, Jenny.
Oh, I can't
Sing it
unmute
with
her.
heart. Sing it with your heart. Come on, you gotta unmute that. Sing with your heart.
Jeez, okay.
Oh, come
I
on.
couldn't unmute her. I tried.
The power. Just like me, they long to be close to you. La, la. No, that's all you get tonight. Shut up.
Oh, come on. I was getting to the good part.
You got enough. You got a line out of me. That's enough. And I never sing Holy Lord. I sing
All right,
good
all
when
right.
I'm on my own, when I'm in private.
Now you got me thinking about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
I know.
Why?
That's what I was thinking too.
Because
Why?
that's where that song was in. It was like the happy song of the movie.
I didn't know they sang that in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Did
Yes,
they?
it did.
The Gene
Yes.
Wilder version.
No, I don't think I heard. And I love
Yeah.
that movie. Did they? Now I have
They
to watch
did.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory tonight. I watched an Insidious movie last night, The Red Door.
Mm-hmm.
Did you finally get through it?
No, I fell asleep. I lit my fire and I fell asleep.
Wait, you light fire in summer?
My fire is lit right now. My fire.
Okay, how cold is it there?
Well, I like that's why my teeth are probably rosy.
I mean,
What it,
I would.
what's the weather here? It is 14 Celsius, so I'll put it into Fahrenheit. That's what
That's
you.
like 60 or 65, right?
That's
Or no,
what
that's like 70.
that's what y'all do.
So
Y'all
it's like 70 there.
57 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
57.
Yep.
That's
So
a little
it's
chilly.
not bad. I mean,
I guess that's a good temperature, but like I don't know, 57 still kind of feels warm.
it is
to me.
it is warm, but I like my fire lit. See, when it comes to dark evenings, even though it's like 11:15 here, but it gets dark about before we do the show. It begins to get dark, but I love my fire lit, and sometimes I move my computer over there so then you can see my fire, and it's all homely and nice. But then on Halloween we have to decorate the whole thing. Why does my camera always go blurry? I don't know why. It's gone blurry. Oh no, it's coming back.
Oh,
Is that Frankie?
she's disappearing.
Y'all want me to sing again? No, I'm joking. Michael, why don't you sing a song? PN, not Texas. PN, sing a song.
Me?
Mhm. Yeah, let's all sing a song because I sang. Let's all sing.
Well, I think the Michael from Texas might know this song. It's called "Take Me Home" by Eddie Money. Do you know that one?
Oh yeah.
Take me home tonight. I don't want to let you go to see the light. Take me home tonight. And then I don't know. The next part's kind of like this female artist, or I don't know. It's like she sings that song very high pitch. Not high pitch, but like I'm not gonna sing that part.
Do you high pitch? I was gonna say do you high pitch.
No.
Oh, go on. I got so excited. I bit the inside of my jaw. So now you have to.
No, I'm good.
Hands up, everyone who wants Michael PN to do a high voice. Go on, try it, Michael. Try. Michael.
I'm gonna lose my voice.
It's okay. We're here. We're with family. We're here.
I'm good.
Look at Louise. No, Louise. Look, Louise has her hands up. Oh, now you see Lulu's Emerald Isle. Emerald Isle. Let's do it.
I think I see like one of those like when people sleep the Z's. I think that's what I see on there.
No, you don't. Look, high five. Look, you see? Oh, come on now. They're all waiting for you. Come on, Michael. No pressure. No pressure.
Definitely pressure.
Oh no!
But let's see Michael from Texas.
Okay, Michael from Texas.
Some vocals.
Yeah, I don't sing. Let's just say I even got kicked out of church choir.
Listen, co-host. I don't sing, but I sound close to you. I could sing another song. No, I'm not going to sing that song. Actually, no, because it just came into my head. Do your falsetto.
I don't even know a song offhand.
Sing and listen. Oh, Michael PN. Guess who's Michael from Texas' favorite group is? And you're going to say, what is Michael from Texas' favorite group? New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
I was waiting to hear this answer too. I was like, wait, who's my favorite?
Do you know them?
They might be before his time.
It sounds familiar, but I'm honestly not sure.
That's just crazy when you say you're not. Hey, Sasha, my bedroom wall. Me and Michael were talking here last week about New Kids on the Block, and I said, "What song do you like?" He goes, "New Kids on the Block." I'm like, "Shut your front door! You love New Kids on the Block. I love New Kids on the Block. My ceiling and wall, you could not see of the posters. I was obsessed with Joey McIntyre. And I can't believe I remember his full name. And then a few years ago, well, my daughter's 20 now, but when she was about 2 or 3 years of age, New Kids on the Block and Backstreet Boys came to Dublin as a group, as one full group. And me and my sisters went to see them. No.
You know this one.
You gotta sing it. Oh,
Sing it. Sing it.
Hey, go. That's your favorite song. Can you believe, Michael? Oh my goodness. Does anybody remember New Kids on the Block? Hi, Levy. Levy, you're coming into New Kids on the Block. Like, I mean, it's not my fault. It's this Michael's fault that he's playing
Good
New Kids on the Block.
afternoon.
We played. We went to see them, and then when they came out on the stage, I was kind of like, I'm not going to say what age I was at, but I was kind of like, I ended up crying. I'm like, oh my god, they came on the stage. Anyway, that's enough of that one. I was going to say to you, Michael, I was going to say, what was your scariest moment? But you said that already. Your scariest moment when you were in.
Oh.
Michael, do you know them? Oh, Levy, not Michael, Levy. Do you know them? Yeah. So my daughter's texted me to get her some food. No.
Food.
She wants me to order some food for her. There was a question I was going to ask you and I forget. Oh, your favorite locations. Your favorite locations not your favorite locations, your locations that you would love to go to.
That would be honestly. This is out of the country, but the ancient Ramen, because I hear that they have the succubus there.
Oh my god! They do. It's been.
Is every location just has that? That's like outside, like in some foreign country.
Well, I know in Lep Castle they have the incubus. Not the succubus, they have the incubus.
So is that like the angel and the devil?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what it is?
And that's in the one room where I won't stay in. And Michael, I have to send you the audio from it. It is probably one of the best audio I've ever heard from that one particular room at that location.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the room that I knew. Yeah, the succubus is the female and the incubus is the male.
And then so if they had sex, what would you call that child?
I can't even with you. I just can't.
Well, I don't know. Like
now you have us bloody thinking.
Other bus. You get the in, the out, the other.
All right, I guess that works.
Now I have to think of what they would call.
There has to be a name for it.
No, I don't know that they ever actually had kids. Omnibus.
Oh Lord, omnibus.
Omnibus.
What's this? Levy is on duties K9 units is that California?
Yes.
And
California.
And on duties K9. So are you working with the dogs?
K9 units, yes, those would be dogs.
Yeah. The Lord, I love dogs. I love dogs.
I love dogs too.
I work in rescue, and I'm a dog groomer. I make your ugly dogs look pretty. I make them.
I take offense to that because I don't think my dogs ever look ugly.
What your dog? Some people's dogs, they come in. So I promise I brush my dogs every day, but don't. It's like telling a hairdresser you don't cut your own hair. But you do. Not really. Oh, my daughter's driving me crazy. So, other locations that you would love to go to, Michael?
Other ones, I would say, I want to do like the the Conjuring house I think they're in New Jersey.
Yes. We had a guest on a show a few weeks ago who owned the Conjuring house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a very, I don't know, it's, because I know that, didn't they make a movie about it too?
Yeah, they did, yeah, the Conjuring house, Ed and Lorraine Warren, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the movie?
Yeah. I don't know, I would love to go there. Just probably vast history and just
Yeah.
like right now, like I think they already sold the house to a new owner, but
Yeah.
at the time they're selling it for like a couple $1,000,000 for that little house. Like that thing's worth that much. But I guess obviously because it's haunted. But I was like, wow, this place is like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's
Has a
also
lot
been
about
in
it.
movies.
But yeah, they did start off. The house. What about the house in between? The house between was actually really, really good. It's a documentary.
There's
It,
two
Oh,
of
really?
them now.
yeah, the series 1 and series 2. I have to say, fantastic. Now when things, excuse me, are made for entertainment and so on.
Yeah.
So you don't know if this, if it's real or not. I would suggest having a look at it. I'll send you the links of it, but I did find it interesting. And it caught my attention. And it takes a lot to catch my attention, thinking like TV and all this bull crap.
Hmm.
But this did catch my attention. The House Between. I liked it. I
Yeah,
liked it.
absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
we are going to head off now because it's come up to the 2 hour mark. And I know Michael from Texas has to
Okay.
do an investigation. We could talk all night, but we will talk later on. Michael, where can people find you? I know I have your links on the post, but where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube. That's a great spot to start off. If you just go on
Yeah.
YouTube, type in PN Paranormal, and it's the one that has, I think it should be the first channel that pops up.
Yeah.
And if you go into my abouts, I'll have my Facebook and Instagram, and I believe TikTok on there too. And then you just click on those links, and then it'll take you to all of my other pages. And like that's where you'll find me. And we have more content coming up right now. It's I've been just kind of taking a little break and been
Mm.
just kind of enjoying summer and not just feel like I have to do all the editing all the time. I just want to like enjoy myself. But there will be content coming soon. I Right now with just editing, it does take a very, very long time, but I want to make sure that the content is literally above par and literally the
Absolutely.
best. So be
Yeah.
prepared for more content coming soon. And other than that, I'm very excited for the opportunity to come travel to these other locations in the States. And I don't know what next year will bring, but I do know that there'll be some great locations coming up
We are
soon.
looking
And
forward to it so much.
yes,
We are so looking forward to what you have to show us.
absolutely.
I mean, I
And
know.
overall, go
Sorry, go
on.
ahead.
Sorry.
No, no, no.
I
You
was
can
just all right.
Okay.
Overall, just like thank you for having me on the show. I'm very, very blessed, very happy, and I love just
Thank
talking
you.
about and sharing my findings. Also, love watching your podcast too, and I love the
Thank
guests that you
you
bring
so much.
on, and you guys do a great job.
Thank you so. Oh,
Aw.
gosh. I was just checking my fire. My legs didn't go out. But thank you so. We really appreciate that so much. Appreciate it coming from you. Like, we do watch your YouTubes, and we are so looking forward to what you're going to come up with next. You
Well,
never know. A surprise. A surprise.
it's a surprise. If there's one thing, this is kind of one thing I kind of do regret, but I'm not like I'm not like sad about it. But when I started a channel, I do wish I would have filmed like 10 different locations, edit all of them first, and then after I feel slowly release content, because it's kind of difficult where you release content, then you have to go investigate, then you go edit, and then it's like 2 months there, then you release one. That's kind of like what I'm gonna try to do right now to make it more easier, because I know people are like expecting you to put out a video like once every 2 weeks
It's a
and
lot. It's
it's
a
a lot
lot.
for sure.
It's
So
a
that's
lot.
kind of where I'm gonna like give myself a little bit more space and just kind of create a bunch first and just kind of
Yeah,
go from
it's a
there.
lot. I know Lulu on the team. She does all the editing as well, and I know she gets tired and she works long hours and so on. So it's and I have to do I'm going to do audio work after tonight. I'm going to start doing more audio work. I have 2 or 3 investigations of audio that I have to do, but I have to get stuck into it. I have to do it now. There's Lulu saying it's so time consuming,
It is. It is.
It is.
But again, I obviously want to be able to grow the channel, make it a successful one. But
Yeah.
again, I really love learning history and be able to make connections and meet people and be able to be authentic. And I get it. People want entertain where if you fake something, yeah, this will give you more views. And honestly, that's cool. But again, that's like something I don't really want to portray it as, because it's like for example, there's this person on this YouTube channel. I don't know if they make videos anymore, but it was like a few years ago. His video would get millions of views because he would put something. He does in his backyard. Let's just say he puts a microwave. He puts like a barbed wire fence. He would literally jump off this picnic table and hurt himself to get views, and like he's pretty much portraying as this character to get views. And like if I portray myself as someone who fakes stuff, and I'm not saying they're doing a bad thing, then that's kind of like the person you have to be now to make these contents as time goes on.
You can never have a boring content after that, because you've hyped it up in the beginning. So you've got to keep with the hype up. You can't just go from starting off to, low and then on a high. Like that's what not that we do a high, low and a high. We literally put up exactly what we get. We are so annoyed with anything that's false. Why do you go out and do false? You spend money, you spend hours doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just that for me, I don't even have to bleep myself when I say gobshites. Absolute gobshites who do that stuff. And I have heard of people throwing stones and paying people to throw stones or being arseholes to do this stuff. I mean, I just want to not deal with you.
Well, again, and also too, like, and this will be the last thing because I know we're about 2 hours. So I literally know that there's always still room for improvement, which there is. Like, continue to improve my voice acting when I narrate. That's definitely one of the hardest things I'm still struggling with, but I practice every time when I get a chance to do that.
I understand.
And just be able to learn different little techniques to work smarter, not harder. And I do have a system where I can be able to do this, then after I go back and do this part, and then go back and, just kind of like make it so I'm not having to do all this at once as I'm moving through all my clips, because that just makes it hard. But again, there's
work harder, not harder.
Yeah, but again, there's always room for improvement. No one's perfect. There's no perfect video. There's a great video, but I always look, well, this video was awesome at that time, but how can I make this video better than my last one? Be entertaining, and I'm just trying to be original and be creative, because that's kind of what it is. I don't want to copy someone to now, I can get these views if I do this. Like, it's just like, that's just not me. I like to just be original and creative.
I've watched the YouTube videos, and they are authentic. They're real. They're not edited. They're not, and I mean, when I say edited, they're not scripted, if that makes sense. You obviously have to.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said I just kind of go with the flow.
That's it. You go through your interview with the person who owns the building, because you have to do that, and then you roll. That's what we do. Lulu, when you start reviewing videos, the amount of stuff, I can see how people can manipulate content, but I honestly can put up stuff. I can only put up stuff that I can't fully explain, but it will always be hard to convince people that what you found is real footage. But I'm enjoying the process of trying to make the videos, because Louise does all the videos. She really does. And she has found some creme de la creme from Lep Castle, Redwood Castle. I mean, she did one of the videos in Redwood Castle, and I know Michael has to go, when the torch was on the table and the torch went out, and she goes, instead of doing all these horror, music in the background, she puts in a song in sync, Baby When the Lights Go Out. And every time we listen to the music, Baby When the Lights Go Out. So every time we watch that bloody video on YouTube, and you can see the torchlight just going out, because when a torch battery fades and it flickers, this just went out. And Louise puts in the background music, Baby When the Lights Go Out. Louise does all the videos, so she knows good video work. Totally.
Thank you, Louise.
You'll see Louise someday. So she put the music on, Baby When the Lights Go Out. So you got to put a little bit of humor into the background of your. But I always curse her every time I watch it, because now I'm mailing her at 3 a.m. when she's working 12-hour shifts, and I'm saying, Louise, I'm singing the fucking song again, because it stays in your mind for like 5 fucking hours. That's just me. Probably that's just me. But yeah, unfortunately, if you want to stay in the background, stay there in the background. Just give me one tickety boo. Stay there in the background for a second. We want to say a million thank yous to Michael for PN for coming on first and foremost, for giving up your time, and looking forward to watching more of your videos, because I know I love them. I love them. The link is in the post, but I'm going to refresh the link when we come off this. I'm going to refresh the link so people can go and follow you on YouTube. I think YouTube is amazing. Our team now is starting to go on YouTube as well, so that's where we're heading for mostly now, is the YouTube. Michael from Texas. I can't even do the gun hole thing.
Hey.
No. Thank you for coming on and being my co-host tonight. It was fun.
Yes,
Thank you, Jenny and Michael. Thank you.
Michael, both Michael, I know Michael has to do you have to do an investigation, but listen, check in with me later. Let me know if you're doing a live, let me know. We shall watch it. Let me know if you're doing a live and I'll post it on my page. Michael Wong, if you want to stay there like for 2 minutes, I'm going to bring us in the background, play the outro, and we'll talk in a ticket away. Oh my God, I can talk fast when I want to. My mother used to say to me, Jenny, talk slow. But no, you come from a family of 11, you have to talk really fast. So let me bring us into the background. 5 minutes. Anybody who liked, shared, comment, and so that's the Irish thing. No, I'm going to shut up now. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Okay, Michael's swinging in his chair again.